Basically just jerks. They were with the girls basically for one reason. They're in high school, they say, well, we'll stay with them. They say they love them and stuff, but as soon as the pressure comes on, well, let's skedaddle, get lost.
So I guess it's a fear, or just
fear.
They never cared in the first place.
Yeah, they didn't really care.
When you knew that Carol was pregnant, did the two of you discuss different options?
Yeah, we discussed everything. We talked about abortion, putting her up for adoption, and keeping her and stuff. And we decided to keep her.
Don and Carol had an unplanned pregnancy, as did Vicky, Alyssa, and Shanti. But pregnancy is not the only result of unprotected sex. Angie is 17. She's sexually active and has never used a condom.
I have scar tissue on my tubes. I only have one tube. My left tube is open, and my right tube is totally closed. I'm infertile because I've had many STDs.
So, do you know what an STD is?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
VD, syphilis, gonorrhea, crabs.
Gingivitis.
Yes, I know what an STD is, and I don't have one.
What it stands for?
No, I don't know what it stands for.
No.
Sexually transmitted disease.
Okay.
I walked into the doctor's office the other day for my appointment, and there were 6 pregnant women sitting in the office, and one with a baby, and I was the only one that didn't have a fat stomach. If I knew that all my STDs were going to cause me infertility, I wouldn't have let it happen. I mean, I love children a lot, and I want somebody that's going to be able to call me mommy, That's something I want to hear.
If you're going to have sex, use a condom or something, because you can get in a lot of trouble if you don't. Trust me. I know.
Well, my motto is if there's no protection, there's no action, so...
And also, women don't like to use a condom, They're not so pleasant, it's not spontaneous, whatever. But, I mean, these are superficial considerations. I mean, the bottom line is that if people don't start doing something to protect themselves, how many of this next generation is going to die of AIDS?
Bentley travels across the country, talking to high school students.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to lubricate this with Vaseline. Could you do me a favor?
He talks about the risks of unprotected sex and dispels some of the common myths regarding the use of condoms.
Vaseline destroys latex. People used to say that the commercial Vaseline has 101 uses, some they don't tell you about. Well, this isn't one of them.
Two years ago, Bentley found out that he was HIV positive.
You could play with that as long as you want to, and it won't break. Go ahead. Enjoy it. When AIDS first came out, being called GRID, I think, at that time, and it was a problem in San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, it wasn't seen as being a problem in Windsor. And so we thought that we were immune. I started to think about it. I thought, if I'm sleeping with people from Detroit, and people from Detroit are sleeping with people from Chicago, and people from Chicago are sleeping with people from New York and Los Angeles, then I could be infected.
My parents don't have to know about this, do they?
If you don't want them to, I certainly won't tell them. But if there's some other adult to talk to, I encourage you to do so. As we discussed last time, waiting for these test results can be hard.
Do you think I have AIDS?
I don't know.
My character on Degrassi went to get tested because a girlfriend of his, who he had unprotected sex with, told him that she was HIV positive.
There wasn't any need to use a condom.
She was on the pill.
Dwayne, they have more uses than just birth control. Now hold still.
How did you feel the moment the doctor told you you were HIV positive?
The first thing I said was, oh. You're sure? And he said, yeah, we did 2 kinds of tests. The first one is sometimes, the second one is for sure. I sort of took a deep breath. And I told him how I had thought that I was, and that's why I went to get tested. But then when they just said, you know, come on in, I thought that I wasn't. And so it was a little bit of a surprise for me.
What do you think about using the condom? What do you think about it?
Well, it's well, it's not that bad. It's like, so what, you just got to slip a little piece of rubber on. It's not that difficult.
I've heard a lot of people, like friends I know, that say it just doesn't feel right. Like a condom just doesn't make them feel natural when they're having sex.
Well, it's kind of against our religion, but that's...
Well, I don't use them, so if she wants to use them, she can, but that's totally up to her.
Aren't you worried about disease or anything?
What disease?
You try and think that you're going to beat this. You're going to take care of yourself. And every time you see a friend of yours die, that confidence is diminished, and you become a little bit more fearful.
Do you have condom machines in your school?
No, we don't, but I feel we should.
I think that's encouraging people to have sex, kids to have sex, especially at this age. So I don't think it's worth it.
I do.
Why?
Because I think kids are going to do it whether there's machines there or not, and having the machines there, it makes it a lot more accessible to kids. They don't have to go into a drugstore, you know, get the box and put it up in front and have all these people in the lineup behind them, and then they feel really nervous and or embarrassed about it.
I thought these were on special.
Special?
$4.99 down from $7.99. Let's find out.
Price check? No. It's okay. I don't mind paying more, really.
I think we should have them in our schools, but we don't. We should have them because, like, it's a little bit embarrassing when you live in a small town and you know everyone who works in the drugstore and you're in there to buy condoms. It's a little bit embarrassing. You know, what if they know your parents or, you know?
If he doesn't care to wear a condom, then he might not be there if you get pregnant.
You want to try feeding her?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
I'm afraid I'm gonna drop her. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
She's probably gonna start
There you
screaming. Look at the face. Look, see, she doesn't want me.
Once you give her the ball, she'll be okay.
See, I told you. Look. See, I told you. Okay, you give her the bottle. See, look, I told you.
Well,
kids don't like me. I guess you must feel pressured with all this responsibility.
Yeah, because I have everyone telling me, no, get a job, get off welfare and stuff. I'm like, well, I can get a job at McDonald's, but I'm still going to be on welfare. It's not going to make enough to make ends meet and stuff. And Carol can't really get a job right now, so I got to get, like, a job that pays probably, like, $6-7 an hour. And if more, hopefully.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder.
I love him, but it's hard when you have to get up at 7 and get him ready for school and get yourself ready and go to school and come home to a 2.5-year-old baby running around the house. It's hard.
The world's so hard. I heard you actually got to pick your own parents that you'd want to take care of your son, so did you actually get to meet them?
Actually, I met them after I had the baby.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was that like? It must have been very strange.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because, I mean, you know, here they are. After all these years, they have a child, and we meet in the hospital. And to know that there's this newborn here that they're going to take home, you know, is very emotional for them and for me. But it was nice, you know, I felt very good. about doing it?
This is kind of funny because I myself am adopted.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like listening to this story. It's like hearing the conversation between my biological parents and my parents now. It's really weird. It's kind of strange.
Would you like to meet your biological parents?
I think so. I think if there's a definite want on their part to meet me, I would like to meet them halfway. Only if they would want to. The realities of unprotected sex are scary. The good news is a lot of teens are aware of the issues and are responsible. Many of us have decided to abstain from sex until we're older, or until we're married. Some of us, like Lucy and Kurt, enjoy a happy and healthy sex life.
Having sex